In this palm reading video, I'll be talking about many things. I would be talking about money, I would be talking about position, government job, I would be talking about how good the person can be in business, and many more things. Probably you know who this person is, and many people might know and many people might not know, because generally people just recognize Ambani and Adani and all these kind of people, but they may not recognize him. He is basically Aditya Puri, the managing director of HDFC, the premier Indian bank, and he would be retiring now. So I'm basically reading his hand and trying to tell you many things what I see on his palm. Before I start this particular video, I would request you to press the bell icon on YouTube and don't miss another update. To get a paid palmistry reading from me, you can contact me via email or my phone number. The numbers and email is mentioned out here, and we straight away head to this particular palm video. When people come to me, they basically want to know, they basically might have already compared their palm, and they want to know how good they are going to be business. Everybody basically wants to become a Ambani, but there are other people also who are highly successful, a person like him. And he started his career like in HDFC. He became the head in September 1994, and right now it is 2020, so 26 years have passed. He is heading this particular bank, and he's the managing director. So we would be basically looking at what good things the hand basically shows. This is his hand that you can see out here. Same hand is I've shown in the bigger image on the left hand side that you see out here. So let's start. I would be answering few questions from the point of view of the person who is viewing the video. Some people want to know that about government job. Now this is one question. Basically, government job do not think is only is governance, and governance can be in any particular field. So he is heading the a very big bank, so he's heading many people under him. So how do we see if a person is likely to head many people under him or can be in a government job? We would have to look at the first finger and the area under it. This is the area that we would be looking at. When we find that from the headline, this is the headline, if there are some backward kind of lines going towards the mount of Jupiter, and there is not one but two lines, so it need not be that you should have two lines. Even one line is sufficient enough. So Jupiter is basically a big planet. Big planet in one's life basically signifies that such a person is likely to reach up to high position, and they are basically seeking honor in their life. And this honor they are seeking not just at one given moment of time. Something people think that they would be seeking honor sometime once they cross 25 years old or 35 or 45. This is not how it is. Honor is something that the person, when the person is 5 years old, the person could still be seeking honor, and people who recognize, they basically give that honor to that particular person if there is some capability in them. So people who have these backward lines is always getting guided by Jupiter, and getting guided by Jupiter, that means headline is getting guided by Jupiter, means your thought process is getting guided by Jupiter, and Jupiter signifies big planet. It means growth, expansion in one's life, ambition in one's life. So the person is highly ambitious, and the person is not just ambitions, the person also has faith, because this is also the area of faith and religion. Believer, see there are two kinds of people, believers and non-believers. So believers are the people who have faith in the system. So such people have faith in the system. So basically they make very good systems, and that is the reason why their organization, they are able to head the organization, and they are the organizational head of the place they are heading, that particular organization. So this is a beautiful sign to have. See, many people might have these particular lines, but many people also might have crisscrossing lines over this particular line. They could have these crisscrossing kind of lines. Those are not basically generally good. It's better to have an independent, deep, clear line that gives better result than having too many lines over it. Confusing kind of lines do not basically give so much of result as this simple, very simple kind of a line that you see. One more thing I need to add out here: people are seeing many videos on the internet, and many videos say that you need to have a sign of a lotus, you need to have a sign of a temple or a trishul or something, swastik. Only then you're going to be successful. It is not like that. You need to have very simple kind of lines. Only then the chances for success increases. So this is one part. The first part I've told you. Apart from this, you would also notice that there's padding over it. So padding over this particular area or any particular area means that particular area becomes prominent. By meaning prominent, we mean that those qualities are present in this particular person. But what we mean by Jupiter means that the person has got political understanding of things. They know how politics work. Politics just does not mean only like the BJP and Congress or any other political party. It is politics is played out in everyday life. It's between each and every of our relationship. Even in the most closest of relationship, politics basically runs. So don't think that politics is only related to political parties. Politics is everywhere in each and every of our relationships. So the understanding of politics is good. The understanding of organization is good. So padding means more richness to this particular area and more qualities coming to this particular area. So this is a beautiful sign. Now the second most beautiful sign that we see on this particular palm is that the heart line. This is the heart line. You would notice it is a very simple, deep and clear line ending under the mount of Saturn. See, Saturn is the area of your money. It is the area of responsibility. It is the area of wisdom, and the reverse as well. So don't think that each and every planet only show good result. It is the opposite as well. So when I say wisdom, it is the opposite of wisdom as well, like making unwise decisions. It could be money management, I would say, and at the same time I would say bad money management as well. So each planet has got two sides of the coin. So if the heart line is ending under the mount of Saturn, it depicts that the person is very responsible. The person is materialistic. So a banker has to be very, very materialistic. Try to understand. They have to know the importance of money. So if they do not have the importance of the money, the chances are that they would not value money that much. So people who have their heart line ending under the mount of Saturn indicates such people are extremely good at business. So business knowledge comes from, understanding of business comes from, and accumulation comes from Saturn. So people who have their heart line ending out here, they are basically angling towards money. Their heart is angling towards money, and they are always there for accumulation of more money, possessions, and all these things are basically they are wanting. So it could be personally they are wanting for themselves, or they could be wanting these things for their organization. So it could be both ways. Do not think that people who have their heart line ending under the mount of Saturn would only be thinking about themselves. They would be thinking about the organization and at the same time thinking about themselves as well. If the organization does good, automatically they would benefit as well. So this is a beautiful sign for business possibilities. Heart line ending under the mount of Saturn Many good businessmen, most of good businessmen have their heartline ending under the Mount of Saturn. Some people might have their heartline reaching the first finger, so those people would become highly idealistic and sensitive, and they do not value money that much. So for them, worth of money is comparatively less. So this is one part. The other part is that if there are too many lines out here, and I don't see this area to be very, very prominent, I can't see it very clearly. That is the reason why I would not basically talk about it. But there shouldn't be too many lines under it, because if there are, then those are basically negative aspects. So I would be not commenting about this particular thing right now. Now we look at the other part, is that when the heart line is simple, deep and clear, simple, deep and clear line signifies that the person is focused. So focus is the thing that brings you success. Trying to understand that without focus you can't succeed in life. And you should have samarpan bhav. In Hindi we say samarpan bhav. Samarpan bhav basically means dedicating your life to a particular cause or a relationship. So people who are focused and they are able to give everything to one particular cause, those people are likely to be more successful. People who are flirtatious, many people are flirtatious. This is the worst kind of thing that a person can have. So a person who has broken kind of a heartline is flirtatious, or a person who has the heartline having many branches pointing towards the headline is flirtatious. So flirtatious means like getting distracted. Flirtatious doesn't mean just flirting with a woman, but it could be flirting in your relationship, in your business relationship, in your personal relationship, or in business as well, or your own field of area. So this is not what you need to do. You have to be very, very focused, and you can't get distracted. So people who have these branches, this person doesn't have, Aditya Puri doesn't have. So people who have branches over it, they are the person who would get distracted and fall for temptation. Falling for temptation basically means that those people are likely to be like, if somebody comes up with a proposal, they are going to basically fall for that particular proposal. So this is what I see in his particular hand. Now we go further and we look at the sun line. This is basically the sun line. The age, how we calculate, any sun line can come like this way, this way, this way, any way it can come. Any line pointing towards the finger of sun is basically your career line or the sun line. So you would notice that this is the heart line. Any line above the heart line under the finger pointing towards the finger, this is the sun line, and the age at which the person achieves more success is somewhere out here. So this age is approximately 53, and this is 53 and beyond. This is 53 and beyond. So although he did become the managing director in 1994, and but probably more growth happened in the last 15 years. So if I just calculate 2020 minus 1950, so right now his age is 70, and 70 minus 26 years he has been in his job. So at the age of 44, he basically started his career in HDFC. So this is the headline. If there was a sun line like this, so this is the early age. As it touches the headline, the age is 35, and this is 35 to 53. This portion, 35 to 53. So somewhere in the middle is 44. So because the hand image is not so clear, and this is also the left hand, so I wouldn't be basically commenting about this particular period because I do not see any line. We would be talking just about a strong line under the finger of sun above the heart line. So after the age of 53, that's when I would say that he achieved maximum success. Again, many people are asking these questions that, do I have a do I have a fish kind of a thing on my mount of sun? Will I be highly successful? Will I be world famous? You take a look at yourself. You just see a simple, deep and clear line under the mount of sun. That's what basically gives you success. A deep and clear line basically signifies that you are giving energies to your work. It is something like there are no clouds in the sky and the sun is shining bright. This is the sun finger. Just reminding you, this is the sun finger. And if the sun is shining bright, the plants that are there on earth are going to grow much faster because of the energies they receive from the sun. So if the line of sun is deep and clear, it signifies that the person is likely to energize his work. Some people basically say this is the line. Some palmists might say this is basically the line of luck. I have a little bit of different way of looking at things. I just say that if you have a sun line and deep and clear, the chances are you're going to energize your work, and that's the reason you're going to be successful. Plain simple, like this. Apart from this, he was, I think, a chartered accountant as well, and you would see these mercury lines, and specifically this particular mercury line just under the finger of Mercury. This is the finger of Mercury. Simple line. There's no swastik. There's no Kamal sign. There's no any other sign people think that they should be having. People generally have a impression that if they have a very rare sign, that's the reason why they would be successful. Try to understand, it is not like that. You don't need to have any of those signs. Simple lines have that equal and better effect. I would go on to say that I do not consider the signs of lotus or any such signs to be extremely good signs. I feel that simple lines gives better result than too many of those kind of indications. So in this particular video, I have tried to explain to you how a person can be extremely successful, the signs that you need to have, the qualities you need to have. I've been telling you in each of my videos that you need to have qualities to be successful. Qualities bring you success, and qualities are the things that we can see accurately on your palm, and qualities bring you success. So before I end this particular video, generally people have an impression that money line would make them successful. Money, possessions and wealth is only going to come to people who have an excellent money line. But even if you have an excellent money line and you don't have other lines to be good or other parts of the palm not to be good, it would not bring you money. Money line importance is just 15% in terms of money. So do not value money line to be the only thing that would tell you about money. Heart line, headline, lifeline, sun line, all these lines can give you success. A saint once said, you do not need to go to an astrologer or palmist to know about your future, because you already know your future. Present is a result of past. How will be my future? Future depends upon what you are doing in the present. What are we? We are product of our thoughts. So the thoughts that come to our mind are really important. Keep positive thoughts. Keep good company, because if you have got good company, even if you have got many negative signs on your palm, it's likely that they might not apply to you because you are in the right company and they are taking you in the right direction. And so that's more important. And press the bell icon on YouTube if you have still not, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks, bye, and take care.